probably a record crowd. 5, 6, 7,000. You don't have the count in yet. But for arena bowling, it's sensational. Steve Hoskins now. You see him on the left lane of the championship pair. 26-year-old. 5-5. Press him over, Nelson.
I have to admit, Chris, no matter how much experience you have, the arena setting is different. The Triple Crown event, the U.S. Open, Hoskins gets a great break on an errant shot, crosses over for a strike, first frame.
Now here's really the hot man of 1995, Dave D'Entremont. He's won 2 this year already. Jess Stayrook has won 2 as well. Let's do a profile replay.
The style that's been so dominant this year, 1995, Dave D'Entremont, one of the best wrist actions in the game, gets the ball at the top of the swing, drives straight on through, gets a good solid knee bend, and look at that wrist snap right up through the ball. He stays down in the shot, much improved. He's our leading money winner.
Well, D'Entremont marking in his pair in the first frame. Butch Soper, our statistician again today.
What's made David so much better this year as in previous years is he's developed a straight shot. When the lanes are not finishing, his big hook is not coming back, Dave straightens the ball out, gets through that tough time, and then when they open up where he has the big swing area, he can bomb them with the best. 1990, he averaged 272 for a 6-game walk on the PBA Tour, so he can do it.
Dave D'Entremont, one of the 240 that started earlier this week at Bowl 1 Lanes in Troy, Michigan. So for the finals now, the 5 tops of that big field. 4 games here. This is the first if you just joined us. Second jewel in bowling's Triple Crown. First the PBA National won by Scott Alexander. And the result of a high hit, Nelson, is not pretty.
Well, Chris, he throws the big ball, the big hook, the rainbow shot, and he's just not trusting it right now. As you see the ball almost straight towards down the second arrow, Hoskins needs to give the ball a lot more room and to avoid going high. Gets a big split, a tough shot here at the second frame.
Threw it hard and to the right, and it was left to 4-7, and so it drops to a 14-pin deficit that he moves now to the left side of these temporary lanes, beautifully installed by AMF. This crowd started coming earlier, much earlier, and they've enjoyed themselves. So a menacing 7-10 for Dave D'Entremont.
Well, Chris, we're back on synthetic lanes as we saw in previous weeks in Long Island and in Erie, Pennsylvania. However, the angle to the pocket is much farther left. What he needs to do is probably take the ball and get over here and bounce the 10-pin over into the 7-pin. I think he'll just go for one, try to keep his timing. But to follow up, Chris, as we see this shot, good attempt.
Okay.
Is the angle to the pocket is a little bit farther left for the right-handed bowlers, and they're not going to get the big carry that we saw like Danny Wiseman last week. So it's more of a premium on the solid hit. The off hit will not carry as well. They can only get about a 4-degree angle of attack to the pocket. The maximum we find out is about 6, so that'll be hard to get today. Match game competition, U.S. Open, the full approach. 17 feet of approach. You can start all the way in the setter area if you like.
Hoskins recovered from an open frame with a 2-pin lead. Early stages of our first match in the United States Open here at Joe Louis Arena in downtown Detroit. That's right. We are in the Motor City of Detroit, a river city with a fabulous skyline.
Wondering why the things we see have distant
A terrific jazz singer from Detroit, Harvey Thompson, who often appears at Tavern on the Green in New York and all over the United States. A little bit like John Hartman, if you're a fan of vocals, jazz.
Right now, Steve Hoskins.
He did the shimmy shake.
Hoskins with a little time to grab his thoughts during the commercial. He can take the lead with a strike here in the fourth. He trails by 2 pins. D'Entremont is the opponent.
Ah, yes. That double gives him an 8-pin lead now. Profile again, Bo.
Well, Chris, this guy has what I call the rainbow shot. He's a strong young man, lifts weights all the time at 5 feet 5 inches tall, and he gets it all. Top of his swing, cocks that ball, and drives all the way through. Look at how far left on the approach he is. Uses a big wrist action, very similar to D'Entremont. Catches it all on that shot. He leads the match by 8.
Make it 18 in our first game, where the winner of the match will go against Parker Bone III. Then the winner of our second game will meet Paul Kaler, and then our tournament leader, Dave Houston.
D'Entremont, strike working fourth, can cut the lead that Hoskins has just garnered down to just 8 pins.
A double for D'Entremont. Next Saturday on ABC Sports, the Professional Bowlers Tour heads north to Canada. PBA President Walter Ray Williams Jr. battles bowling's best in the IOF Foresters Open. That's live next Saturday at 3 Eastern, 2 Central, right here on ABC Sports. We have a record crowd to see the finals of a PBA tournament. 7,200 fans. 7,200. That's 3 in a row now for D'Entremont.
The big D just catches it all there. Saws that rack up.
When I say record, Bo, I've got to mention that in 1968 we had 5,500 in Mobile, Alabama. And then last week, in the modern era, in Erie, Pennsylvania, 4,200.
Good. I know you've done these before in the 60s and the 70s.
Mm-hmm. Keep striking. That's the motto. And any of the majors, all tournaments, of course, but especially the majors. And Bo, you know, because you won the United States Open in 1978.
A few years back, Chris, and this modern young players we have today do it just as well as any of the previous winners of this tournament.
And the first time Bo gets on camera, I want you to see the blazer that he was awarded. It still fits him. He has more muscle, I think. But
as you look at Hoskins on, daughter Tiffany, 2.5 years old. Daddy has an 8-pin lead, 7th frame, 4 in a row, can make it 18 opening match.
all right. 5 feet 5, 175 pounds, PBA Rookie of the Year, 1989, here at Joe Louis Arena. Yes, we're downtown, where the spirit of Detroit has been captured in art form, and it's something to behold. $7,200. Come alive as they see that the cameras are back on. I'm Chris Schenkel, delighted to be back in this wonderful city of Detroit, where bowling really has been king for a long time. Great names: Buzz Fazio, Joe Joseph, Ed Lubanski. Great announcer named Fred Wolf. He's in Florida now, retired. And we have an 18-pin lead here by Steve Hoskins. But Dave D'Entremont is up, can cut it to 8. Turkey working. Finding the pocket here in this first match of the United States Open. Now to take the lead, D'Entremont over on the left lane. D'Entremont last year won in Portland from the number 4 spot. This year, he has been terrific. Winning the Tums Classic, winning in Peoria. And he goes out to a 2-pin lead here in Detroit. Now Hoskins is 5 in a row, open with a strike and an open frame. A high hit, taking out the 4, breaking up the split, leaving the 3, 6-10. So that stops his string at 5, and a dejected, disappointed, aggravated, no doubt, Steve Hoskins has to cover. Waited to the left of center. Come up. Just did for the spare. And here's Nelson Burton Jr.
Thanks, Chris Schenkel. Parker Bone, the last 3 times you've been in a Triple Crown event, you've finished second. The arena setting, are you going to change it today?
Absolutely, Chris. This is going to be my best tournament without a doubt. And speaking of my best time, I'd like to wish happy 3rd birthday to my youngest son, Evan, at home right now.
Okay, back to Chris Schenkel. I'm Bo Burton. Parker Bone, you're a little nervous. Good luck, pal.
A little screwy.
Back to you, partner.
Okay. That was a good foundation strike for Steve Hoskins. 9th frame of our first match. 5 pins separating the 2. Dave DeEntermont, 5 in a row, now shooting in the 9th. Can go out to a 15-pin lead. Winner will meet Parker Bone the 3rd.
DeEntermont a possible 258. Hoskins going at a possible 243. That's one thing the players have to adjust to with a little arena setting, and they're aware of it, being able to stop a little bit and keep things calm down. So DeEntermont doing the smart thing. This is the key shot in this match. Once again, a 5-pin lead can make it 15, 9th frame opening match.
Oh, 210.
A wide shot. What DeEntermont likes to do, especially when he's under the gun a little, is give it a lot of room. And what he has here is he's basically gotten the ball too far to the right. He needs to get the ball over next to 2, slide it into the 10. No matter what he does, make or miss, he cannot shut out Hoskins. This game is going to the 10th frame. Whew.
A frame that began with a distraction.
Has to be a 1/16 of an inch or less, Chris, of sliding that pin over and converting the spare. Instead of having at least a 3 or 4 pin lead, he's gone in arrears by 11. Right now, the match, if DeEntermont takes it off the sheet, he'll be 222. Hoskins going at a 223 pace. We're due for a tie this season. We haven't had one yet.
Now leaving a 2-pin. Big shot for him. There's Sylvia.
Important that Dave make the spare. He could finish with 212. That would force Hoskins to mark.
Thus far this year, Dave has earned officially $100,015 plus a $25,000 match against Gene Stuss.
Okay, the full count, Chris, makes him mark.
Acknowledging the crowd. It was a tough way to finish, but
Strike or spare, Hoskins wins the match. And open, he loses. He must mark. 10th frame.
Tarpon Springs, Florida. Best was 10th this year at the AC Delco in California, but we're in the home of AC Delco and Frank Gahn, Detroit.
Hoskins can finish for 243. He has the match in hand. It's going to be Hoskins against the left-hander Parker Bone, who's playing the critical outside line. Chris, he's going right down the left edge. It's going to be interesting. He has the carry power to shoot some big numbers. Hoskins, a spare here, will be 232. Good start.
Really is. A lot of the tension relieved now after his victory here in the first match and getting ready to move up, who seemed very nervous with you, Bo. Parker Bone the third.
Unusual. Parker is, and you know what I think is somewhat the U.S. Open, the arena setting, but that outside line, Chris, you know, you can really get in a lot of trouble out there. It's a high-risk, high-reward shot. It'll be interesting to see how he attacks it in game 2.
Well, if you're going to miss, do it now. 231 to 212. Steve Hoskins of Florida is the winner. This ABC Sports presentation.